So my students ask me all the time, what is that first day like? Like, what do I need to expect on that first day? And I'm always baffled by that question because I'm like, oh, let me see if I can remember back that far. So my first day started out really, really hectic. First of all, I overslept. Okay. Slept right through my alarm. So finally, jump up. I get dressed, get my clothes on, jump up, get my kids, get them dressed. We get out of the door. Okay. Get in the car only to find out that I left my purse at home. Bust a U turn in the middle of school traffic, go back home, get my purse, get back in the car, only to get caught in the school traffic that I was trying to avoid because you know that crossing guard, they let all the cars go, but when you're in a hurry, they get to your car and you have to stop and they have to let all the other traffic go and you sit there for like 5 minutes and you finally get through there. Get through the traffic, finally head to work, only to get cut off as I'm getting ready to pull into the parking lot and I spill water all over myself. Okay. So I'm at work now. It's too late. There's nothing I can do about it. Get in the building, drop my kids off to their class, go meet my students and my co-teachers because I'm super excited. This is kindergarten and I am nervous, but hey, I'm going to fake it till I make it, right? Get in there and the whole class erupts in laughter. And I'm looking like, what is going on? What did I say? What happened? I'm looking around me and look down and I have a huge wet spot in the front of my pants. And one of the kids even decides to say she had an accident. Okay. So finally get over that nervousness and that embarrassment and all of that to have a great day with the kids, even though I was exhausted. Okay. I didn't think little people could wear you out like that, but they can. So I'm running out of the door now because I got to get my oldest son to his football practice. And so I'm checking and double checking to make sure that I have everything I need. I got my bag, check. I got my purse, check. I got my keys, check. I got my cell phone, check. Headed out the door and run into the car. I mean, literally running at this point, only to bump into my aunt. And she's like, hey, how was your first day? And I was like, oh, it was fabulous. I'm going to call you tonight and tell you about it. And she was like, well, how were the kids? And I was like, I left my kids in the building. Go get my kids, get home, get my son to practice, come back, cook dinner, all that other stuff, get everybody to bed. And when I finally sit down and exhale, I can't wait to get back the next day to do it all over again. So in this video, I'm giving you 5 tips of advice to help you make it through your first year of teaching. Oh, child, I'm exhausted just reliving all of that. For those of you that don't know me, I am Dr. Adrienne Christopher. I'm currently an assistant professor of special education. I have previously taught kindergarten, K through 8 resource, pre-K, self-contained, and I am now, of course, an assistant professor. I've been teaching about 8 years, so I don't consider myself a veteran at all. I am definitely continuously learning. But I just love what I do, and I love the fact that I get to keep growing. So these tips today that I'm going to give you are tips that some of them were passed down to me, and then others I actually learned while I was actually working as a teacher. And it really was helpful for me to know these things, especially as I started navigating and moving forward in my career. So take what you need. I hope that they are beneficial to you. They did help me, and I'm successful. I'm here now. All right. So number 5, do not put a whole lot of things on your plate. Okay. Try to avoid that. The first year of teaching comes with a lot of learning curves for you anyway. So take your time, get to know definitely your students. You definitely want to put most of your energy there in addition to preparing and making sure that you're staying on top of what needs to go on in your classroom. So avoid putting all those things on your plate, like trying to coach, different activities, trying to lead so many things and be on so many committees at the schools and things like that. I know that some of them you're not going to be able to help it because they are going to be administrator directed. However, avoid piling your plate as to overexert yourself and overwhelm yourself in that first year. I was told to kind of fake it till I make it when I got there. If there were some things that I didn't know, try to kind of figure them out, not kind of let on and make it look like I didn't know what I was doing. Not realizing that as a first year teacher, you don't really know what you're doing. You know what the book told you, but again, you're getting in here, you're getting your feet wet. So I was so grateful when I was assigned a mentor to kind of help me out so I could ask those questions. So, number four, all right, if they do not assign you one, find you a mentor and ask questions. Don't be afraid. I found the first couple weeks I was so stressed out because I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to make a mistake, but I didn't want to ask because I didn't want to look as if I didn't know. Listen, you don't have all the answers. I've been doing this 8 years. I don't have all the answers. There are people that have been doing it twice, 3 times as long as I have. They don't have all the answers. Okay. So ask questions, ask clarifying questions. It makes your job easier. You get to learn in the process, find some things, tweak them, make them your own, whatever it is. But don't be afraid to ask questions. You are not expected to walk in the door and know everything there is to know about every single thing as it relates to teaching, what subject, what class, or whatever it is that you are doing. Find a mentor, ask questions. Number three, avoid the school gossip and the cliques, okay? They can get you in a world of trouble, specifically those that have either taught students that you have currently or students. They know the students outside and they're going to want to give you all the tea, honey, on the families, on the kids, and what they do in their extracurricular time. Avoid that if all possible, okay? You don't want to, first of all, go in there with these preconceived notions of the kids because their experience with that child and that child's family does not necessarily have to be yours, okay? And trust me, when things hit the fan, it is you that they are going to throw under the bus, okay? So it is definitely okay to be friendly. You definitely want to be a collaborator. You want to be a team player, but avoid that gossip and avoid those cliques. I'm telling you, we have too much to do anyway. We really don't have that kind of time. And those that do have that kind of time, question it, okay? I know you're going to want to make friends. I know you're going to want to be friendly, but I'm telling you, you'll save yourself a lot of heartache, okay, if you just avoid that. I used to eat in my own classroom until I developed some genuine friendships. And even then, we didn't sit around and gossip. We actually would plan. We would use that time to kind of plan and do other things and collaborate on different activities and things that we wanted to do, but it was never a gossiping thing. It was never a clique thing. Anybody was welcome to come in there and join us as long as they were doing what we were doing. So avoid those cliques, avoid the gossip. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Number two, build that rapport with those kids, okay? Ask them how their night was. Ask them how they slept, what they ate for dinner. What did they do after school? Ask them about those sports or those activities that they participate in. Ask them about that grandmother that was sick that they were telling you about, that they were worried about. I said it before and I'll say it again. When a child knows that you love them and you genuinely care about what happens to them outside of your classroom, there is nothing that they won't do for you. Okay? So show them that you love them. Build a rapport. Ask those questions that would let you know what goes on with them outside of your classroom. It makes a bigger difference in your classroom than some of us think, okay? So build that rapport. Would you want to be in a building where the principal act like they don't care about you? They never ask you anything about yourself. They never smile at you. They never look at you. It's literally just pass in the hallway and that's it, that's all. And sometimes when we put ourselves in the position of our students, we think differently. So build that rapport. Ask those questions. You never know. That smile that you give that day may be the only smile that those kids get. That hug that you give them, that may be the only hug that they get, right? Those questions that you ask, nobody else may be asking those questions. So build their rapport. Show them love. They'll show you love. And number one, you have got to practice self care. Okay. Sometimes teacher with the T has to come home and drink something other than tea. Sometimes, not often, okay? But sometimes you have to decompress and you have to take care of yourself, okay? So you've got to be able to take that time for you where it's not about school, it's not about any of that, but you get to decompress, you get to relax, and you can rejuvenate yourself and get ready for the very next day, okay? I recommend that you do that every single day. I know some teachers and colleagues that they say that the weekend is their time for self-care, and if that works for you, great. What you don't want to do is just get burned out, that you're so bogged down and you're so tired that you cannot afford to go in and give 100% every single day, okay? So I practice self-care every day, and it does not matter what it is. Some days it's for me going to the gym. Some days it's me just taking a long bubble bath. Whatever it is for you, you need to do it so that you can go back the next day with a smile on your face, with love in your heart, with knowledge in your mind, ready to share with your students. So that's it. Those are my 5 tips for you first year teachers. I hope that I've said something that will help you as you move forward and that you can and will share with other new teachers coming in. The one big thing that I want you to take away from this is you don't have to be perfect. There is not a perfect teacher yet. We all are still growing. We all are still learning. We're all still evolving. So with that being said, you go out, you do what you do, you continue to be great. You change one life at a time. Be blessed. As always, be a blessing. Until next time, class is dismissed. Hey guys, like this video and want to see more? Remember to hit like, subscribe, and don't forget that little bell so you can stay abreast of all the tea that I'm spilling.